Guys, so today I'm going to tell you about what it was like getting surgery in Korea. So if you watched our previous video, I'd mentioned that I have a myoma tumor in my uterus that had to get removed, and there was a language barrier when I went to a doctor, a referral doctor, where the surgery was going to take place. Initially, when I found out about my surgery, I didn't want to tell my mom. And the reason is because I knew that I would be the only one who wouldn't know what was going on. What happened is my mom ended up coming from Pohang to the night before my surgery to the hospital, and then exactly like what I thought, it started to just go downhill. And this is why. She wanted to go figure out what my diagnosis was. And she didn't go to the doctor or anything. No, she just went to this information booth. And when you pay for your surgery, there's like a barcode on everything, and basically anyone in the hospital can scan the barcode and pull up your profile and everything. So she went to this information booth, totally random, and found out and had this, knew exactly kind of what she thought was going on, which was not the case. So we go in, I get admitted, and then she tells me that, oh, it's so small, it's like this big, it's not a big deal, you'll be out of here today. And I'm thinking, okay, I can handle this. Whatever's gonna happen, I can handle this. I'm gonna be in and out today. And Eric started his job that day too. So I was thinking, okay, Eric will get off work, he'll meet me at the hospital, and I'll get to go home. I remember going in and having my surgery, and I remember being laid out on the surgery table, and then them strapping my legs down, and I was like, okay, is this really necessary? And then them getting out the little bars for my legs, and then also they were strapping my arms down, each one. And I was thinking, okay, this is really strange. I'm not gonna fall off the table. And then I just remember a swarm, 8 people all around me, doing things. And meanwhile, I was like, hey, who is the anesthesiologist? I need to know who is doing what. And then finally she spoke up, and she was behind me, and then I remember them, administering the medicine to my IV, and then I passed out. And then eventually I go back to the recovery room, and my Eric wasn't there, so that was kind of scary. Only my mom was there. And then as I'm waking up and everything, I was thinking, okay, great, so I can get to go home right at 6. Intern tells me, no, you have to spend the night. And that is when I totally flipped a switch. I was like, are you kidding me? I was told that I get to go home. I want to go home. That's what that's what I was told. Let me go home. Well, anyways, I basically was so upset that I was like, I need an interpreter now. And so I explained to my mom through, Google Translate, I need an interpreter. So then this intern comes in, and I explained to her that basically everyone's telling me different things, about leading up to this, how my mom talked to someone who told me, and she also talked to nurses. I saw her talking back and forth that I'd be going home today, and now you're telling me I have to spend the night. And what is this? Let's be honest, let's be organized. We're in a hospital here. You're telling me different things. Second of all, I was told in the recovery room when I was waking up that I'd be able to eat and drink at 2 p.m. because my surgery was finished at 12, so 2 hours later. But then when I got back into my room, my mom said, no, 3:30. Well, I was literally dying. I did not have any water or any food since 12 p.m. the night before. And so then again, there was mixed messages. And I was seriously flipping off the handle there. I mean, I really just wanted to have some water at that point. It wasn't about the food, it was about the water. The nurse was telling me, come follow me, a couple hours after surgery. And I'm like, no. I don't know what's going on. I need to be told. And my mom was trying to grab my arm to go with her. And I was just getting so fed up. You need to explain what you're doing. I had iodine all over my legs. When I got back to the bed, my dress was completely soaked. The bed was wet. I had iodine all over me. And then I had nothing to clean it off in the bathroom. They just check everything out, and then I'm bleeding, so then I have to have another check in an hour. But luckily, when I get to the room where they're checking me out, the intern speaks English, so that's when I felt more at ease. So she was telling me, okay, you have some bleeding, you have to come back in an hour. And then I was like, okay, that's fine, that's reasonable. And then after that, basically I was getting a shot in my ass every 4 hours. That's how they administer pain, so that was really fun. I didn't sleep at all throughout the night because every 4 hours I had a shot in my ass, so I had a total of 7 shots. and then antibiotics. And what's really strange is when they give you antibiotics, she gave me an antibiotic shot, and it was to test to see like what kind of antibiotics I can have. But then she like circled it and was like writing on my arm. The other thing that was weird is they asked me what kind of what kind of medicines I'm allergic to, and I told them. And then they're like, okay, yeah, all right, that seems fine. And then later on, a doctor came and she was like, so I hear you're allergic to some antibiotics. How allergic would you say? Like, what happens? Like, are you really allergic? Or are you kind of allergic? And I was thinking, I'm allergic? Well, what happens? And I said, well, I break out in rashes and I don't know, it's been so long. So then I was thinking, oh shit, they're going to put me out to sleep in the medicine that I'm allergic to, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to react. Okay, that's nice. One thing I'm looking forward to is my husband is willing to come back after work today and sneak me in some McDonald's, which is not my ideal meal. We don't eat McDonald's very much, but I would love some French fries because I'm not going to be able to eat for more than 24 hours or drink, and I am so thirsty and hungry, and I just want to eat something. So here's my room, calendar. My mom's going to be staying the night with me. I have to stay the night because of excess bleeding concerns, a computer and a TV, which is nice, closet that we have across. And here's my lovely bed, and then here's my bathroom. Just standard Korean bathroom. And I really love the signs everywhere. Don't fall! Then just your traditional Korean bathroom. But I wanted to just show you one little thing. Like, look at the floor. It's so dirty. I'm sorry, it's gross. Like, that freaking surgery room better be freaking clean. I'm not trying to get staff in here, people. One thing I have to say is I've gone to the bathroom and I've noticed there's no soap in the bathroom. So then I asked this intern who has been telling me about my procedure and everything, and I'm like, okay, where's the soap? I just want to go to the bathroom. I need to wash my hands. And she said, ask a nurse. So I walk out in the hallway and ask a nurse, and they said no, and we're pointing downstairs like I'm pretty sure I have to go buy it out of a market, which I think is so disgusting. How can you not have soap? I'm sorry, you need to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. We're in a freaking hospital. I don't think that's a cultural difference. I think that you should freaking have soap, and I'll pay for it. But I don't think I should. All I've seen are hand sanitizers everywhere. But that's not soap. It doesn't do the same thing. Ugh. Frustrations, for sure. Yesterday, we picked my mom up at the bus station, and then we took her over to where I work, and they have restaurants there, which are nice. Actually, one of my favorite restaurants, Korean restaurants, is there. So I reserved a room, and we had a really nice course meal or set meal of about like 8. I stopped counting, 8 things. And then my friend Monica, who's Korean American, translated graciously, and we were there for 2 hours. Then we went back to my house and she translated some more, and I definitely couldn't thank her enough because we were able to really clear the air and discover more things about how my sisters are feeling about interacting and how they feel uncomfortable around me because of the language barrier. My mom just wants me to hurry up and learn the language, which is so irritating. It's like, I can't learn the language overnight, sorry. And then I was able to get clarity on my mom's health condition and find out that she has another MRI coming up in February. And I wish I could be there, but Eric and I already will be on vacation at that point. But she promised to text me because I told her how frustrating it is that I never know what's going on and everything's shielded. Overall, the experience, I have to say, is it was scary as hell. You know, exactly what happened. My mom was speaking to the doctors, the nurses, and I didn't know what was going on with my own body. And, you know, she was just telling me you have to just follow what they say, and I was saying, that's fine, but I need to know what's going on. The other thing that was frustrating is my mom kept saying, oh, it's really small, you know, it's tiny, it's no big deal, don't worry, you know, and when I had my surgery, it was huge and blah, blah, blah. But then later on, when the doctor, the intern, and this other intern came into our room, my mom was talking to them. This is the first time she's actually seeing the doctor and having a face-to-face conversation. And he's telling her, you know, no, we have to be careful, like we can't have any kids and for at least a year. And my mom's like, no, I thought it was 6 months. And after the intern, I say, you know, what is their conversation about? And she tells me exactly that. And then she says that, you know, the surgery was way more serious than your mom thought. And, you know, the doctor's explaining, like, we shouldn't have kids for at least a year to make sure everything healed. I mean, and it just makes me realize that all the information my mom was receiving this whole time was just, like, faulty. And it seemed like no one was speaking to anyone. I mean, the nurses were giving her the wrong information. I was feeling really stressed out. It was definitely a cluster. I didn't like how everything seemed just to be like haphazardly done. And also the way that your inpatient care, like when you get put back in the room, I was like completely drenched and with probably like saline and stuff, and it was gross. So I have to say, if you're going to do surgery in a different country, you know, really try to find out if there's an English doctor that you can find, as well as maybe having a friend that can translate for you. Later on in the evening, one of my coworkers from work came and was kind of translating back and forth with my mom, and at that point I was just trying to salvage anything I could, because I know that I was embarrassing my mom. Like, she was saying "Miane," sorry, to the nurses and to the doctors, because, you know, there were times where I literally like refused to do exactly what they wanted at that immediately, because I didn't know what was going on, and I really wanted to be informed. Even though she knew, she just wanted me to just lie down there and do whatever they wanted. So that was really frustrating. Also, the food is really good. That's one benefit. But I will tell you, the surgery was overall, it was about $1,400 plus $200 for the tests that you need prior to going into surgery. And then with insurance, it only ended up being about $400. And I took a gamble, I did some research, and I had money in my health savings account back in the States and brought my debit card. So I used that for the purchase, and luckily the transaction went through. So the health savings account is going to be great, because then I don't have to use my own money for it. And also I read up that eye correction surgery is allowable for your HSA account as well. So I'll plan on doing that coming up. So that's my story on getting surgery in Korea. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Bye.